two pretty big social gatherings, and social gatherings often mean food. Hey everybody, how's it going? I just finished week 9 of the WildFit challenge, which means only one more week left in spring before we get some enhancements moving probably to summer. So how did this week go? First of all, what I have been focusing on more this week has been exercise. Now for most of the program, Eric has been telling us to get more movement in, long walks, bike rides, stuff like that. Now, I've done this the entire time and I haven't really paid that much attention to it, to be honest, because my priority was on the food, and even though I know the reasons for it and I know why we need to get the exercise in or the movement in as well, I just didn't feel like I could handle more than I was doing. Seeing how the program is going, I think that was a good call, and it wasn't like I wasn't moving at all, but just sometimes, some days were better than others, except for this week, when I really felt like, okay, I've got this spring thing. I'm feeling good. I don't have to pay active attention that much anymore to all of the other things we're doing. So I'm going to aim for 10,000 steps a day. Now, I didn't manage 10,000 steps every day, but I did drastically improve my daily movement. So that all feels good. Now, the enhancement for last week was to slowly add in some carbs and see how that goes. I added in some carbs on Saturday, a small amount, and it felt great. I didn't have any noticeable downsides to it, except for the fact that after eating those carbs, I immediately wanted more, which is just how it works. And as long as you can manage that, it's fine, which I did. After Saturday, I just continued eating the way we ate in Deep Spring, and will for probably most of this week as well. The most interesting things this week were that I had two pretty big social gatherings. And social gatherings often mean food. One was on Friday when I had a barbecue with my co-workers. I was afraid it was going to be very difficult to keep to the program because the way we have done these gatherings in the past, it always involves beer, which I really like, all types of meat, fries, hamburgers, which I all really like, and champagne, which I really like. So step 1, the foods. I contacted my boss beforehand to let him know about my dietary restrictions and to ask him if it was going to be a problem. If it was a problem, I'd let him know I could bring my own stuff, and that would be fine as well. Luckily, my boss is also very health-minded, and all of the meat he buys already is from a really good source, really well fed. So that wasn't a problem. And most of the other stuff I could either skip or I could actually eat. That was one problem out of the way. Now the beer, it was just a matter of not having it. And that I've already had a night with friends before where I just don't drink beer, which it feels kind of unfamiliar because I've been doing it so long, but I don't really miss it that much, and so that all went fine. And then the champagne. It's always a whole ceremony of us all getting a glass of champagne and toasting to what we did. The entire day, Friday, I was tempted to just have one glass of champagne. To just give in. How bad is it to just have this one glass? It won't ruin me forever. It's just this one thing. Now, if you've been following along and if you know a little bit about the food devil, then you heard him in everything I just said. The food devil jumped on the opportunity of drinking champagne and really made me miserable. When the moment finally came, I was sitting there thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And the one quote that has stuck with me from the program, and probably will for the rest of my life: nothing tastes as good health feels. And so I didn't do it. And the funny thing that actually happened during this party is because I started saying no to things that people expected me to have, because they're used to me having it or because everyone is having it. I started to get some really interesting questions surrounding my diet and what I've been doing. And so I've had multiple really good conversations with people and just explaining the WildFit program, explaining how well I'm feeling and doing. It was really cool. I got some really positive reactions. Really excited for the last stretch of the program. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked it and stick around if you'd like to see more.